In this video, you're going to learn the 7 things that you should never reveal to the man you're dating, no matter how long you've been together. I'm psychologist and relationship coach, Dr. Antonio Borrello, and I know that many of you are going to disagree with me on this topic, but I promise you this. If you make the mistake of sharing these 7 things with your guy, you'll be putting your relationship in jeopardy because you're going to be judged unfairly and you're setting yourself up for relationship problems in the future. And it all starts with the first one. Number 1, never tell a man how many partners you've had before him. A woman should never disclose the number of sexual partners she's had with the man that she's dating. Why? Because regardless of how open-minded or non-judgmental a man may claim to be, the reality is that he will judge you, consciously or subconsciously, on your sexual history. It's human nature, and whether we like it or not, the sexual double standard persists. And the ugly truth is that men and women are held to completely different standards. It's not fair. It's not right, but don't kid yourself. If you've had multiple partners and dared to be honest about it with him, you put yourself at risk for being labeled as promiscuous and easy. But that's just the beginning of your troubles. Once a man knows about your sexual past, he may also use it as a weapon against you in the future. He'll judge you unfavorably and question your trustworthiness, and he's more likely to assume that you will be unfaithful. And if he presses you, the more he presses you or questions you for a number, the more difficult it becomes to build a relationship based on mutual trust and understanding. It's a vicious cycle that could lead to serious problems and even the demise of your relationship. But as I said, I know that people will disagree with me because they were raised to believe that there should not be any secrets in a relationship and that it's a form of dishonesty to not disclose everything to your partner. And others will say, I wouldn't date a man who thinks that way. Okay, that makes sense, but a man might not even recognize how these subconscious beliefs influence his thinking. Trust me on this one. Too much self-disclosure or too much information is not always the healthiest or the safest thing to do, and it will backfire on you. Don't kid yourself. Men will judge you based on what you tell them and how it affects their perception of you, and they may even use it against you in the future. That's why it's necessary to keep certain things private in your relationship, to ensure your safety, to protect your privacy, and to preserve the integrity of the relationship. The bottom line is that your sexual history is your own business, and you should not feel pressured to disclose it to anyone, especially if it may result in unfair judgment and prejudice. Your decision to share personal information should be a thoughtful and intentional one, made with the understanding that some things are better left unsaid until trust, respect, and commitment have been solidly established. But what do you think? I'm particularly interested in hearing from those of you who disagree with this philosophy. So tell me in the comments if you disagree and why. And also, if you've shared your number with a partner and it blew up on you, please share that story too. Number 2, never share intimate details of your past relationship traumas. When you get really close to your partner, it's normal to want to share your experiences and the struggles that you've overcome. But I'm here to warn you. Don't reveal the intimate details of your past relationship traumas or vulnerable moments, because when you do, you're giving them the power to hurt you in ways that you've never thought possible. Look, the scars of our past relationships can run deep. They shape us and mold us into who we are today, but they should not define us. Yet, despite all of the work that you may have done and all of the growth that you've had, when you share the intimate details of your relationship traumas, you risk being defined by the scars of your past. When you reveal your deepest, darkest secrets and weaknesses, you're giving someone else the power to hurt you. Think of it like a game of emotional Jenga. Every time you spill the tea on your past relationship traumas, you're removing a block and leaving yourself with a vulnerable area to attack. If you tell them about your past relationships, you're giving them a roadmap to your vulnerabilities. For example, if he knows that you lied to a previous partner in the past, do you really think that it's going to be easy for him to trust you now? Look, we all have a history, but some men will not be able to get past it because retroactive jealousy is a mean beast that can make lovers jealous and insecure about the things that you've done in the past. So, to be safe, it's best to keep your past where it belongs, in the past. Don't let it define you, but also don't give someone else the power to use it against you. You don't need to spill every intimate detail of your past to have a healthy and happy relationship. You can still be vulnerable and open without revealing your weak spots. By keeping your past where it belongs, in the past, you're giving yourself the power to move forward and create the future you deserve. Number 3, Never confess your past infidelities to your current partner. It doesn't matter when it happened or why it happened, but revealing that you were unfaithful in a past relationship is never a good idea. It serves no purpose and will always do more harm than good. That's because confessing past infidelities can create unnecessary doubt and insecurity in your partner, even if you have genuinely changed and would never be unfaithful again. Furthermore, your past actions should not define your present relationships, and revealing such information may lead to unnecessary conflict and damage the trust that you have built with your partner. So, ask yourself why you feel the need to confess and whether doing so will ultimately benefit or harm your current relationship. If you feel guilty and want to confess to alleviate your own conscience, it may be better to seek guidance from a therapist or a counselor instead of putting your partner through unnecessary stress and doubt. Number 4, never tell him that your best friend is cheating. Telling your boyfriend that your best friend is cheating may seem like the right thing to do, but it can have some serious negative consequences. First, by breaking your friend's trust, you risk damaging your friendship. Your best friend confided in you, and you may be perceived as a traitor for revealing their secret to your partner. Second, telling your boyfriend about your friend's infidelity is unlikely to benefit your relationship in any way. In fact, it could do more harm than good. Your boyfriend may start to view your best friend in a negative light, causing tension and discomfort whenever the three of you are together. Third, by sharing this information with your boyfriend, you are inviting suspicion and distrust into your relationship. Your boyfriend may start to wonder whether you also have secrets or whether you're capable of cheating. And this can be a toxic dynamic that erodes trust and leads to unnecessary stress and conflict. There is potential for long-term damage to both your friendship and your relationship. Number 5. Never compare him to an ex. Comparing a current boyfriend to an ex-boyfriend is a dangerous game that no woman should ever play. Not only is it offensive and disrespectful to compare someone to an ex, but it can also lead to disastrous consequences. It's like holding up a measuring stick to someone and saying, "You're not good enough." When you compare your current partner to an ex, you're essentially telling them that they're not meeting your expectations, and it's not fair to them, and it can lead to feelings of insecurity and self-doubt. Also, comparing a current boyfriend to an ex can create an imaginary competition that doesn't exist. It's like pitting two people against each other and seeing who comes out on top. It's a toxic and unhealthy way of thinking. It can also be a sign that you're not fully over your ex and you're still holding on to feelings of attachment. So, never compare a current boyfriend to your ex-boyfriend. It's hurtful and disrespectful behavior that can lead to problems in the relationship. Number 6, never admit that you hate anyone in his close family, even if he badmouths them first. As tempting as it may be to commiserate with your partner about his difficult family, it's important to keep your negative opinions to yourself. If you admit that you hate his family members, you're setting up yourself for trouble. Your partner will remember your feelings towards his family, and it could cause unnecessary drama in your relationship. Even when your opinions don't apply to a particular situation, your partner may assume that you're biased against his family members. Secondly, he will always remember the bias you have against his family, even when it doesn't apply. And God forbid that he tells them, then they'll always feel slighted and you'll always be outside their circle of trust. Lastly, it's human nature to be defensive when anyone attacks our blood relatives, especially our children, because we feel attacked due to being related to them. So we feel judged when someone is critical of our family. That's why when you admit that you hate your partner's family members, he'll take it as a personal attack. So what's the solution? Bite your tongue and keep your opinions about his family to yourself and your therapist or your trusted girlfriends. Remember, you're not trying to be dishonest, you're trying to protect your relationship. By not saying anything, you'll be able to avoid unnecessary drama and keep the peace in your relationship. Number 7, never confess to your crushes. Disclosing a secret crush or attraction to someone that your partner knows can lead to negative impacts on both of you individually and to your relationship. That's because your partner may feel hurt or disrespected or even betrayed by your admission. He may start questioning your loyalty or commitment, leading to conflicts and tensions in the relationship. This could damage the trust and intimacy that you have built over time and lead to a breakdown in communication. Even worse, If your crush is someone your partner knows or is close to, it could lead to awkwardness or tension in social situations. Think about how self-conscious or uncomfortable you would feel around your crush, especially if your partner is present. This could lead to an awkward and tense atmosphere, making you feel like you're walking on eggshells around both of them. You may also feel guilty or ashamed for having these feelings. Now, of course, honesty and communication are key in any relationship. But sharing that you have an innocent crush that you'd never act upon benefits no one. So keep that secret crush a secret. So, do you agree with the 7 things that you should never tell the man that you're dating, or do you disagree? Please share your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.